Welcome to Coin Explorer. Today, we're diving into a story that proves once again, sometimes, the smallest things carry the biggest surprises. We're about to explore how a humble 1-cent coin from the year 1999, a coin millions of Americans have likely spent or tossed aside without a second thought, turned out to be worth a staggering $1.1 million. Yes, you heard that right. 1 penny. Over $1 million. Let that sink in. So before you dismiss that pocket change rattling in your cup holder, or ignore the pile of coins lying forgotten in an old jar at home, you might want to stick around. Because what you're about to hear is not just a story about money, it's a story about history, rarity, mystery, and a collector's dream come true. Let's start with the basics. The 1999 Lincoln Memorial Cent is part of a long-running U.S. coin series that began in 1909, celebrating the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin has gone through subtle changes over the decades, but the key design elements remain iconic. On the obverse, we see Lincoln's right-facing portrait, along with the words, "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the year 1999. On the reverse, the Lincoln Memorial stands tall, with United States of America, a pluribus unum, and the denomination, 1 cent, boldly inscribed. Now on the surface, it looks like any other coin. But here's the twist. Not all 1999 pennies are created equal. Hidden among the hundreds of millions of coins minted that year, a tiny number were struck under mysterious conditions. These pennies were different. They had unexpected weights, unusual colors, minor design variations, and in some cases, even die errors that escaped the mint's quality control. Some of these coins were mistakenly struck on experimental planchets, that is, metal blanks not intended for the penny. Others were double die strikes, where the coin's image appears twice, slightly offset, creating a ghost-like duplication effect. Some were off-center, or showed signs of misaligned dies, die cracks, or mule errors, where mismatched sides from different coins are accidentally combined. These anomalies are not visible to the average eye, but to trained collectors, they're like treasure maps. Now imagine this. In 2022, a seasoned collector in New York was combing through a box of old change picked up at an estate sale. Something about one of the pennies, a 1999 cent, felt off. It had a slightly different hue and weighed just a bit more than usual. He sent it off to be graded by PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, and what came back changed everything. The coin was identified as an experimental strike, possibly using a foreign alloy not normally used for U.S. cents. It was in near-perfect condition, graded MS-68, almost unheard of for a circulated coin. The historical significance, rarity, and near-flawless preservation drove its value through the roof. At a major auction in 2023, this coin sold for a jaw-dropping $1.1 million. But how could this happen? Let's take a look at the context. In the late 1990s, the U.S. Mint was preparing for significant coin changes. The new millennium was approaching. The 50-state quarters program was in development. There were tests with different metals, minting processes, and experimental blanks for future coin issues. During this time, it's believed that a few test blanks, meant for other denominations or future programs, accidentally ended up in the Lincoln cent production line. The result? Ultra-rare hybrid coins. Coins that, on the surface, appear to be normal pennies, but are actually once-in-a-lifetime minting anomalies. Now here's where it gets even more fascinating. Unlike limited edition collectibles, these coins were not marked. They weren't sold in proof sets. They weren't advertised or tracked. They were quietly released into regular circulation, which means they're out there. Anywhere. Maybe in your home. Maybe in a store register. Maybe even in your wallet right now. So how do you spot one? Here are some things to look for in a 1999 penny. 1. Unusual weight. A normal 1999 penny should weigh about 2.5 grams. Anything significantly heavier or lighter could indicate a wrong planchet. 2. Striking errors. Look for double images, off-center designs, misaligned text, or ghosting. 3. Color and shine. A different tone, more golden or silvery than copper, could mean an incorrect metal composition. 4. Dye marks or cracks. Fine lines or raised ridges where the metal cracked or shifted during minting. If you suspect you have a special coin, here's what you need to do. Don't clean it. Keep it safe and untouched. Send it to a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC. Grading services will not only authenticate the coin, they'll provide a condition rating that drastically impacts its value. And let's talk about why collectors pay so much. It's not just about metal, it's about story, history, scarcity, and condition. A coin like the 1999 penny tells a story of a nation in transition, of technology shifting, of an era that was never meant to happen. Owning it means owning a piece of American minting history, something that cannot be replicated or mass-produced. And for collectors, that's priceless. These coins become legends. They're passed through generations, showcased at exhibitions, written about in collector books, and sought after by the wealthiest numismatists in the world. So here's your final takeaway. Don't ignore the small things, especially the small coins, because sometimes what looks like a 1-cent piece can carry a story and a price tag bigger than your wildest dreams. Go check your change. Check old wallets. Open that jar on top of the fridge. Look carefully, because you never know. Your next $1 million moment might be hiding in plain sight. Thanks for watching, Coin Explorers. If you love stories like these, rare finds, historical mysteries, and life-changing discoveries, make sure to subscribe, like, and share this video with every curious collector and coin lover you know. And remember, every coin has a story. Some stories are worth a penny, others, over $1 million. Keep hunting, keep learning, and may your next find be the one that changes your life. Thanks for watching.